In this video, I'm going to work through a word problem for a system of linear equations. I'm going to go ahead and follow a 5-step approach, which you can see here, and we'll walk step by step through the problem, and by the end you should have a pretty good idea of how to tackle these types of problems. So let's get started by first reading the entire problem. The school that Amy goes to is selling tickets to the annual dance competition. On the first day of ticket sales, the school sold 13 adult tickets and 4 student tickets for a total of $226. The school took in $269 on the second day by selling 9 adult tickets and 13 student tickets. What is the price each of 1 adult ticket and 1 student ticket? All right, so now that we've read the entire problem, let's go ahead and define variables, and we're going to go ahead and keep units in mind when we do this. To define the variables, we need to know what is the question asking. So the last sentence asks, what is the price each of 1 adult ticket and 1 student ticket? So as we work through this, we're going to need to find the values of each of those. So 1 adult ticket and 1 student ticket. So I could say A is the price of 1 adult ticket, and you'll notice that's measured in dollars. And the other will be S, and that is the price of 1 student ticket, and that's also going to be measured in dollars. So now that we've defined our variables, let's go ahead and write equations based on the information we're given in the word problem. So on the first sentence that gives us information, we read, on the first day of ticket sales, the school sold 13 adult tickets and 4 student tickets for a total of $226. Well, what's the relationship between the tickets and the cost of a ticket and the $226 and all that stuff? Well, if each adult ticket costs $1, then how much money does 13 adult tickets bring in? Well, it should be 13 times A. And how much money will 4 student tickets bring in? Well, it's 4 times the price of 1 student ticket, so 4S. When we add those together, we see that we had a total of $226 on that first day of ticket sales. So similarly, we can tackle that next sentence that says, the school took in $269 on the second day by selling 9 adult tickets and 13 student tickets. So we see 9A plus 13S equals 269. All right, so we've written our equations. Let's go ahead and solve all of our equations. And you'll see we have a nice system. 13A plus 4S equals 226. And 9A plus 13S equals 269. It looks like we can solve these using elimination. So let's go ahead and multiply that top equation through by a -9 and the bottom equation through by 13. When I multiply through by the -9, you'll see in blue that -117A minus 36S equals -2034. And when we multiply the second equation through by 13, you'll see in green that I have 117A plus 169S equals 3,497. What I can do now is add these two equations together, and you'll notice the A's cancel, and of course that's by design. And what we're left with here is 133S equals 1,463. So when I divide each side by 133, I see that S equals 11. So now I have the value of one of the variables. So what I can do is go ahead and substitute that 11 in for one of the S's in those initial equations, and let's go ahead and do it in the second equation. So 9A plus 13S, and now S is going to be 11, and that equals 269. So 9A plus 143 equals 269. We can go ahead and subtract 143 from both sides to kind of get that 9A by itself. And then dividing both sides by 9, we'll see that A equals 14. Well, now we have solved our system of equations. So since now we've done that, it's time to make sense of our answer and write a sentence. Okay, so here's all the information we know. We have our system, we have our answers for A and S, and we have our variable definitions. When we write our sentences, they will always be based on our variable definitions. So A was the price of one adult ticket, and now we know that A is 14. So we're going to say that the price of one adult ticket is $14. And we also know that S was the price of one student ticket, and S is 11, so we'll say, and the price of one student ticket is $11. So we went ahead and worked through that problem. You'll see the entire problem at the top, and we worked through it using our 5-step approach for solving word problems. We started by reading the entire problem. We defined the variables, and of course that was based on the information that we were looking for, and we noted the units in each case. We wrote all the equations we could based on the information that we had, and then we went through and we solved the system of equations that we had written. And at the end, we revisited our variable definitions and we made sense of the answers by writing sentences. So I hope that video was helpful, and be sure to subscribe to my channel for more upcoming math videos.